Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna talk about some of the jobs that I had before I went into nursing school. I believe these jobs really helped me deal with people, gave me some good life experience, and I thought I would just share with you if you are thinking that you might want to work or have some type of job before you start nursing school, or maybe this job can carry on with you during nursing school, or however you feel. But I just thought I would talk about it because some of these jobs gave me some pretty thick skin, and it really helped me when going into nursing school and just honestly dealing with people. Because if you're not in the big world yet, it might be a little bit of a shell shock to when you first go in there. So if you're interested, please keep watching. So my first job that I ever worked was in retail, and I've had two retail jobs. I worked in Forever 21 and I worked in Express. And it was a really great experience. It was just fun to work with clothes. I had awesome, really awesome coworkers. Obviously getting a discount on the clothes was definitely nice at the time. I don't think I could really fit into Forever 21 anymore. Actually, this is from there, so I guess maybe. But it was just so much fun at the time. You know, I think I was like either 18 or 19. I was working Forever 21, you know, had my little paycheck and everything, and it was just really fun. But it gave me a lot of really good experience in terms of time management, you know, going into work early, staying late, dealing with people, and it just opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't know when I was in school and you're in a little bubble. You know, you just learn so much when you have a job, no matter what type of job it is. But what I wanted to share with that, I really liked working at Forever 21. It was just a lot of fun. However, I did have one experience where I think that gave me such thick skin. Now, of course, I think everyone is sensitive no matter what they've gone through, but you don't let things get to you as bad as, you know, when you start developing and you get more into life, you don't let things bother you as much, because if not, then we would all be wrecks, I think, 24/7. But I think I was 19 at the time, and I had one customer that I will never forget who came in, and I think she had her daughter with her or whatever. And at the time I was working on the cash register. I think I've always wanted to just do that. It was just, honestly, it was a little bit easier and it was more fun. So I was hoping that, you know, they would transition me to that. So I was working there that day, and she had came in and she got a lot of stuff from clearance, and she, you know, I was ringing her up and whatnot, and she asked me how much one earring cost. And so I was looking at, you know, like the computer screen that they have on the table, and I was looking out and I said whatever it popped up. It was like $2 or $4 or whatever. And so she's like, well that's not right. And I'm like, pretty sure it says that there. You know, they're all, you know, $2, $4 pieces of jewelry. I'm just like, okay, well, you know, that's where it is. She's like, no, that can't be right, and it should be this amount and not this amount. And I was just like, okay, you know, I see it there, but, you know, maybe you're right, like, let me look again. And she freaked out on me, like freaked out. I had very like humble, like, I was always kind of like in my own little bubble type life, and she yelled at me saying that I was lying to her, that I was like deceiving her with the price of everything, and just like cursing me out. And I'm just like, whoa, like I'd never experienced anything like this before. You know, I'm 19, I'm just like, this is my first job. I haven't like been in the real world yet, and saying like that I told her the wrong price and this and that and everything. And I probably said the wrong one. I mean, there was so many on there, and I was just like, I'm sorry, like, you know, I probably said the wrong one. Probably like a difference of like $2 or whatever, but the point is I probably made a mistake. But she was cursing out at me, and she even brought her daughter into the situation. And I'm sitting there, I'm standing there with my coworkers, and there's people waiting in line, and she's cursing me out and saying the B word and all of this stuff, and I'm just like, I'm just in shock. Like, I don't know what to say. I was like, I don't understand what happened for her to get to the point where she got so mad and so frustrated that she went to that extent. And I'm sure my face turned bright red. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there, and I guess somehow my subconscious just finished ringing her out, and I don't know. I think I like blacked out at a certain point. And as soon as she left, I ran to the back and I bawled. I cried my eyes out. I was so in shock. No one ever spoken to me like that before. And I was just like, what just happened? And I was so young, I didn't realize like that this happened. Life happens. People get frustrated. Now that I'm way older, I look back at the situation, and I definitely could have made a mistake, 110%. I understand that maybe for that lady, so much has happened that day that was the last straw. You know what I mean? And I happen to be the receiving end of that emotional triumph, because if that was the only thing, it wouldn't have gotten to that point. I mean, people, so much has happened for probably so long. Who knows how her day had gone, and she just wanted to go to Forever 21 and get some jewelry, and that one little thing just set her off the edge. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that really showed me in life that people are going to be like that. You're going to have awesome customers, or you're going to have awesome patients or whatever, and that you're just going to click with. And then you're going to have one that you just say hello wrong and they freak out. And it's just a matter of being sensitive to others, because we don't know what happened all that time before you got to them, and you just happen to be the one that they freak out on. Please don't take it to heart. I mean, I was young. I took it so personally. I was just like, what does this lady have against me? I am trying to work. I just want to work, make money, and go home. I don't know why I'm being yelled at. But now that I'm older and obviously wiser and more experienced and whatnot, I look back and I'm like, she might have had a horrible day, and I was just the receiving end. So now when if everyone does that, don't take it personally, unless you're like insulting them and then they're insulting you back, then that's one thing. But if they just come at you, there's probably something going on with them that none of us can understand or know anything about. I know at the moment you're just like, whoa, what the heck? But just that really taught me a lot about people. Just be as kind and as considerate as you can. We don't know what everyone else is going through. One little comment that you could have made yesterday might not have bothered someone, but today it's just like, don't even come near me, don't even talk to me or anything like that. But that really, I think, got me a lot of thick skin quickly, because working in retail, you don't know, just like working at any job, you don't know who you're going to come across. You just have to keep your ground. Just as long as you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're working, you're doing everything okay. If someone comes at you and you don't feel comfortable, especially if you're younger, bring in the manager, get someone to help you. You don't always have to go through things yourself. Get someone more experienced, and then you'll learn from the situation too, so that if someone else needs help, maybe you can go help them later. But that really taught me a whole lot. And then after that, at some point, I applied to Express, and I worked there, and I really enjoyed that too. There's always customers there that are really great, and then there's customers that are not so great, who again, we don't know what if a person is going to be mad about not having a piece of clothing, or about not having whatever, something in stock, you're not really mad about that. There's got to be something else going on that we're not aware of. So if people are gonna scream at you or anything like that, of course you might take it personally, but just really reflect and be like, hey, maybe they're just not having a good day, and they came here to find that one dress that they've been looking for a month that's not here anymore, and then the fact that it's not here, they freak out, and unfortunately you're the receiving end. So that really taught me a lot about life, a lot about people. You're working with all types of people. You have to, make them happy, give them the product that they're looking for, give them a good experience. And that really does tie into the medical field and any job, because you're working with people and you have to have sales. You need to sell yourself. You need to be able to provide the care that they need, or the product that they need that's right for them, or the treatment that's right for them. You see how things correlate with one another. So it was really helpful that I had that type of experience, because being so young and I was just in school, I didn't realize how important it is to work with people and learn different things from them, because in the medical field, it's not just a matter of, okay, you have X condition, I need to give you X treatment. It's how you approach them, what treatment is right for them. Just like in sales, how do you approach them? And what product is right for them, what size is going to work for them, what type of style is going to work for them. It's going to be different for every single person. And the more that you experience different types of people, the more that it won't be so difficult when you provide care or anything that you have to personalize it to every single person. That's just how it is. It's how it is in sales, and that's how it is in the medical field, and probably whatever job, whatever clientele you're working with. If you're working with people, you're gonna have to learn that at some point. So I don't think anyone really cursed me out or anything at Express. I just had obviously a couple customers I probably weren't super thrilled with. I don't know. I don't even know. They probably didn't have their size dress or whatever that they needed, anything like that. And I understand that, if they're really hoping to wear that for a wedding or for a party or whatever, but I didn't really take it personally at that point. Obviously, I was a little bit older, and after that experience in Forever 21, I was just no, I'm not going to let that bother me, because it's not worth it. And it's not worth me feeling sad or upset for that. But so that was great. I really learned a lot about dealing with managers, dealing with coworkers, and I don't mean dealing like it was a bad thing, but I should say working with managers, coworkers, clientele, working with product. Just when you can translate that when you're working in the medical field, whatever position you have to work with managers, colleagues, products, patients. It's the same thing, except you're working with clothes in one here, and then you're working in healthcare here with medical equipment and whatnot. But the concepts of working with people are the same. You're just in different fields. So that really taught me a lot about people, which was great. Then I worked as a CNA in an assisted living facility, and I was working with Alzheimer's and dementia patients. So that was really when I started to venture into the health part of a career. That was very interesting for me. I was able to do that, and some days I would work as a medication aide. If you don't know what that is, basically you take a quick, I don't even remember if I took a course or if I had to take an exam or something, but you're able to dispense medication. You're not prescribing, you're not titrating or anything like that. It's if you have an oral medication or if you have a cream or lotion, you can go ahead and do that for the patient, mark it down that you did it, document. It's very self-explanatory. It's not dramatic and everything like that. So I was able to do that. So that was really getting into the healthcare field. It was really interesting to have that job and really to work with patients that were Alzheimer's and dementia diagnosed, because that's a whole different type of clientele in itself. I learned a lot about, activities of daily living, how to enrich them as much as possible. They had a lot of physical exercises that they did, mental stimulation as much as they could. That was really getting into healthcare field and kind of getting my first taste into healthcare and nursing and everything like that. That really helped me a lot. It showed me a lot of compassion, and it taught me how to really care for people's health, want to see them. Obviously, they're not going to improve in terms of, their cognitive abilities, but at least helping them have a better quality of life, or the best that they can. It just really taught me a lot about compassion and helping other people. And I really enjoyed that until I got into nursing school, and then just went from there. But I don't think if I didn't have those jobs before, I think it's not so much that the healthcare aspect would have shocked me. It's more of the dealing and working with people, because that's a whole, I feel like that's a whole career within itself. You know, everyone's different. They may like you, they may not like you, and you still have to provide care. You know, or if you're working in sales, they may or may not like you, and you still need to provide great service. It's that type of thing. It just teaches you a lot more than just anything textbook wise. Or if you're in sales, like, you need to learn how to work the cash register, you need to learn about freight and all this, but you need to learn about people also. And it really showed me how to work in all different types of settings, how to adapt, how to personalize things, how to make customers happy, how to make patients happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot that you learn that's not textbook until you go into a life scenario. And I think that they were very valuable experiences. It also taught me about, you know, money, how to budget, things that I wanted to do, things that I had to pay for. Obviously, I wasn't making a whole ton of money, but it was more of like a part-time thing while I was in college, just to have some extra money for things like that. But it definitely taught me a lot more than just, you know, working somewhere and just getting some cash. It taught me a lot about life, and it was a great experience for me. And I think that really helped me into nursing school, because when I was working with patients, I was able to establish a good rapport with them because I knew how to do that from my experiences before. So now I wasn't worried about, like, I think a lot of people in nursing school, they were worried about, you know, like, knocking on the door, opening and presenting themselves, because it is a little bit scary. But if you've done that before, that part is not so bad, because it's just people. You know, people are kind, and they want to feel cared for, and they want to know that they're important and everything. No matter if you're in sales or if you're in the healthcare field, everybody wants to feel good. They want to feel important. They want to feel like you're taking the time to care for their needs, whatever, if it's finding a piece of clothing or if it's in the healthcare, or, you know, getting a procedure or whatever. So it was definitely very interesting. I'm glad that I had both or all three different experiences. So now when I started nursing school, I was able to go in and establish a nice rapport and have a great conversation with them. And now I could really just learn the skills and the terminology and the education that I needed to know, because that whole part of working with people I've already experienced before, and I didn't have to worry about how I was going to establish rapport, because you kind of develop your own personality when you're working in sales. Like, before I started sales, I'm a shy person naturally, but before I was beyond shy. So going into sales essentially forced me to talk to people. And I tried to avoid it as much as possible before I started working, but I mean, I can't, what is someone gonna come and talk to me and say hello and I'm just gonna be like, you know what I mean? You have to talk to people. So it essentially just like kind of threw me out there and said, all right, go talk to this person, this person, this person. And it's not as scary as you may think, or as I might have thought. But so that was really great. It helped me get out of my comfort zone. It helped me almost establish kind of my personality and how I like to talk to people and be with people, work with people. So that was really great and useful before getting into nursing school, especially during clinical. But yeah, thought that I would share that, because if you're more shy, or if you're thinking that you might want to have some sort of life experience or working with people, I really recommend I never worked as a waitress. I feel like that would have been really interesting for me to do. So I can't really speak upon that, but I definitely think having some sort of sales job or having a waitress job, or if you're in the healthcare field, CNA, or maybe a phlebotomist or medication aide, or just doing something in sales, you learn so much about people. And I think that's really important. Getting into nursing school, getting to the medical field, or any field really, is to learn about people. Because if you're going to be working about people, you need to understand people, you need to learn about them, you need to know how to fulfill whatever needs that they have, and to establish whatever they're there for, solve their problems and critical thinking and all that type of stuff. So I recommend definitely getting into sales. You don't need to be doing it for your whole life or for a long time, but if you need some people experience, I definitely think that's the way to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you feel like there's any topic that you'd like me to discuss or dive deeper into, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you have a personal question about your own nursing journey or anything like that and you don't want to leave a comment, you can just email me straight ahead. I have my email in the description. Don't feel like you have to leave a comment if it's more personal. But again, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember to always believe in yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.